Hey y'all, if you're ready to catch some fish today, you best pack your umbrella and come on. We got us a short window of time here before some rain is going to be moving in, and I'm in the mood to catch some fish, and a lot of them, so we're going to try to do just that. I'm going to put y'all here in the chest. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing today, and we're going to get after it here. But look at this right here, folks. This is a new ultralight lure that was sent to me by one of my channel members, and we're going to try it out today and put it to the test against some real worms, because this is a fake worm right here. I'll show you the package they sent. This is some Gulp pinched crawlers, 1/2 inch size. And I've got some real red worms here that we're going to throw and mix in too, and just see how the fake Gulp worms do against the actual real worms. And I've always got some Gulp minnows here with me in my kayak as well, so we may work some of those in today too. But as far as the tackle goes, I've got this little Gulp worm here on a 1/64 ounce jig head with a number 8 size hook. This is 2-pound test line. I've got my ultralight rod that I've had forever here, the St. Croix Panfish series rod. It's 6 foot long, of course ultralight action, and a 1000 size Daiwa reel. And we're just going to take a stretch of, well, I got my line wrapped all around my rod. Bear with me a second, folks. There we go. But we're going to take a stretch of the shoreline here. I launched back here in this creek, and I had hoped to fish the launch, or around in the creek by the launch, if I get my dang words out, and stay close to the car in case this rain moves in before I get the heck out of here. But there was some other people, I guess, had the same idea I did in the back there, and I don't like fishing around people. So what I did, I just come on out of this creek out here to the main channel, and we're just gonna start right here at the entrance of it and just work our way downriver a stretch, throwing at all these trees here that have fallen off in the water, up under these overhanging branches and stuff. Anything that's fallen off the shoreline, we're gonna throw at. And so I'm gonna bring y'all with me here today, since this is gonna be a relatively short trip, just due to Mother Nature not wanting us to fish a long time today. I'm gonna leave the camera going. I'm gonna bring y'all on a real fishing trip. You're gonna see everything from right now when we're making our first cast to whenever I roll out of here, and we'll see what all we can get and try out this. Have I got one on? No. I was like, something didn't feel right about that. This Gulp worm here, I tried some, I believe they were called trout worm, Gulp trout worms, a floating trout worm, a few weeks ago. And that video is on my channel there. But I've never tried these pinched crawlers before, and they're certainly smaller in size than those trout worms. And longtime viewers of the channel, and you know I love the Gulp minnow. Oh, we got fish. Second cast, that's a good sign. But I love the Gulp minnows. That scent, it just seems to work along with the action of the bait on a small jig head. And so I'm curious to see how these worms, look at what this bluegill has done. Boy, if we was playing the grand prize game on the Bozo show, we just nailed it, buddy. He got right down to my cup holder there. Get hold of you fish, folks, here. This fish has done embarrassed himself. Get out of here, fish. There you go. He's embarrassed his whole family today, folks. That's one of them blooper moments in the fishing, in the bluegill world there. He'll never hear the end of it from his friends. But yeah, I'm curious to see how these will do. And shout out to the channel member that sent them to me. I assume it was a channel member. They would be the only ones that would have access. Oh, we got another one. They would be the only ones that have access to my address, my mailing address. So no note came with it. It was just shipped directly from Amazon. So I'm not sure which channel member sent it, but whoever you are, thanks. Glad to have you supporting the channel. There's another one. Boy, he's done tore that first. These things definitely seem to tear a little easier than the Gulp minnows. Plastic seems a little softer. I'm just gonna I tore the part off that had ripped, and we'll just reuse it like that maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Nobody commented or emailed me or anything to say they had sent them, so I don't know. My channel members, they have access to comments and stuff that the general audience don't. I had turned those off several months ago just due to all the negativity and just the nastiness in the comment box. I got tired of it. But my channel members, I do extra content and stuff for them. And so they have access and are able to comment and stuff. And so I'm able to interact with them. And nobody has claimed that they have sent these. But again, I'm thankful that they did, because I'm very curious to try them out. I didn't even know these existed. So we'll see what all we can catch with them today. I've got a few red worms there, like real worms, in that tub left over. It's been in my fridge since, gosh, I don't know, a month probably. So we need to burn through those today too. And so we'll just make a trip of it here best as we can with the short time Mother Nature wants us to fish. If you got an umbrella or a poncho, oh, there's one hit me. Oh, buddy. He thumped it on the way out. I was about to reel it up. Nice. Oh, bluegill. I suspect we'll get a bunch of bluegill today. We may get some largemouth, some smallmouth, white bass, yellow bass, certainly a possibility. Drum are a possibility. We might luck into some crappie down through here at some point. You never know. But we're going to get us some bites, get us some action, and hopefully get off the water before the rain hits. It's comfortable out here. Like, it's in the high 50s today. But it's cool enough. I ain't looking to get soaking wet, you know what I mean? Like, it'll turn cold quick. Oh, look what you've done. You done got snagged up over here. I told you not to throw right there, and you done gone and done it. Let's see if we can get it undone. We're going unedited today, this real fishing trip. So if I get snagged up or wrapped around a tree or whatever, I'm gonna have to bite my tongue and not say a bunch of cuss words, because you know how it is and you get snagged up and stuff. One thing right away I'm noticing about these gulp worms, I'm not impressed with the durability. Normally on a gulp minnow, I can get usually 8 to 10 fish per gulp. These things tear almost instantly. This is a even softer texture than the gulp minnow. So definitely not going to get as many fish per bait, but we'll see how they work out as far as size of fish and species and stuff like that. I think these things are probably going to, they feel about the same weight as the 1-inch minnow, but they're a bigger diameter. So if they're the same weight and a bigger diameter, one would think they would sink a little slower going down in the water column, which should help trigger some more bites. One would think. We'll see. But nevertheless, we're going to catch us some fish today. I'm going to tell you some stories, life events and whatnot. This is the first kind of video like this, unedited video. Oh boy, I just stuck that tree good right there. But this is the first unedited video where I can kind of elaborate and go into stories and stuff since my wedding. So I'll give you the scoop on all that, tell you how that went today. And we'll talk about some catfishing probably too. I've been catching some big fish. My first trip back after the wedding. caught a couple monsters. There it come. It's backed up here. It's wet thing just getting around a dang tree branch. It's falling off. Not impressed with the durability of these things. Well, we're going to throw them here, though. If the durability, if I'm having to change this lure out every 2 or 3 fish because it's ripping, then hell, you might as well use a real worm, because you know you're going to be changing those out every fish. Boy, he's pulling too. Oh, that one's fired up right there. A little bit bigger. He's done flung that worm off. But if you're going to be changing the lure after every 2 or 3 fish, well, hell, you might as well use a real worm. Because the fact is, I think I don't know what these cost. I didn't look up the price. But gulp is usually pretty expensive. So a tub of worms here run you $3 or $4. They're probably, we got more worms in there than what I thought we had. You're probably going to come out ahead using the real thing. Let's put a real one on for a second. See how it does. I go to wash my fingers off there in the water. I'm worried about losing my wedding ring down in there. My hands are a little cold out here, and I think when my fingers are cold, they shrink. At night, my fingers swell a little bit, so I need this size ring when my hands are swole. But right now, when things are cold and tight, I'm worried about losing that thing off my finger. Yeah, let's throw right over here. There's a little bit of a breeze right now. It's not bad, but just a little bit, and it's got us moving down through here, and so we'll just use it to kind of drift with and make some cast as we drift along. But yeah, y'all, just get right into it. I got married about 2 weeks ago now. It was on the 12th. Got married. We went to Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace, and pretty easy process. We had booked that. It was called the Venus Garden. They got little marriage areas there at Caesar's Palace, huge casino and whatnot. And we had booked it several months ago, and pretty easy process. Just you book it. They get with you a few days before, kind of go over where you need to be and when and all that. And very, very, it was a more simple process than what I imagined it would be. Kind of stressful leading up to it, just for the nerves. I mean, I've never been married before, and oh, fish. I haven't even been to very many weddings, so I didn't really know what to expect as far as the ceremony would go. And a buddy of mine was performing the ceremony. He had recently been, well, it was about a year ago now, I guess. He got ordained, and so he was going to perform the ceremony for us, and he had never done that before. So, a little bit of nerves that something was going to go wrong, but the day, y'all, was absolutely perfect. I mean, it was just, I think that fish right there stole my worm. He did. Let's put another real worm on here, and then we'll go back to the gulp after this. We'll just rotate in and out, see how they do. But once the day got there, and especially once I got dressed, thank God for Daniel from Catfish Sumo, a buddy of mine. Y'all have seen him on the channel. He helped me get my tie on and all that. And he was good too, just kind of calming my nerves before the ceremony and whatnot. Very calming presence. That fish, look at that. We just got ripped off again. Let's throw one more live one over there before we go back to the fake, since we got completely robbed on that. But yeah, Daniel helped me get my tie on, because I'm not You all probably figured this out by watching my videos. I'm more of a kind of t-shirt and flip-flops kind of guy. I'm not really a suit and tie type person. And so I didn't have a clue how to get this damn tie on. And of course, wearing a suit, just feels awkward. And so that, I think, contributed to the nerve. But once the ceremony started and I saw my wife, or now my wife, fiance, girlfriend at the time, whatever, once her and her dad start walking down that aisle, man, it was amazing. That's the only thing I can say about it. You hear everybody say that the happiest, best days of their lives are the day they get married and the day their kids are born. And I'm like, whatever, that's cockalamie doo-doo. People are just saying that. But I can tell you, now having gone at least through the wedding part, oh man, I got ripped off again. We got robbed again there, folks. Having been through the wedding now, I can tell you it was the best day of my life. Seeing my bride there walking down the aisle with her dad, I've never seen her look happier. I've never seen her more beautiful. And I mean, she always looks beautiful. I've outkicked the coverage, as the saying goes. Like, she's way out of my league, always has been. But just seeing her in her wedding dress and everything, like, she was so beautiful. And it was truly, I mean, that experience, the best day of my life. Nothing compares, nothing come close. It was amazing. The ceremony went perfect. It was everything we had hoped for. We had a surprising, we thought when we picked Las Vegas where we would have it, we didn't send out a bunch of invitations. We just kind of told, friends and family, close friends and family, when the date would be, and if, anybody that wanted to come could come, and that type of thing. And we didn't really think a lot of people would show up because, I mean, it is, with us living in Tennessee, like, it's a commitment to travel to Las Vegas. It's a ton of expense for people. There's fish. A little better one. Another bluegill on the gulp worm. Thankfully, he's left it on. He's ripped it, of course. Let's just rehook it right there and send it back out. But we didn't think a lot of people would probably be able to go just because of the logistics and the cost and whatnot. But we had, mostly her family. On my side, I had my friend who done the ceremony, Daniel there from Catfish Sumo, and my mom. That was it, because I don't have a big family. Most of my family's dead. My dad, he wasn't physically able to make the trip. He just, mobility-wise, couldn't do 4 hours on an airplane in Las Vegas and all that. Like, that wasn't going to work out. But the rest of my family, man, I've got one aunt and some cousins that live in Oklahoma. So I'm not real close with them. I never see them, or we might like each other's Facebook posts or something. That's about our only communication. I didn't really grow up with them. I seen them when they would come in to visit my grandparents and stuff, but that was it growing up. So I don't really have a relationship with them. So I didn't have many people, but gosh, she probably had, 20 people show up from her side, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. Like, she had a really big turnout on her. Of course, she's a lot more social than I am too, which probably helps. But we were just surprised that so many people came, and it was just an amazing day. And we went out. We had the wedding photographer. We had booked extra time with them, so after the ceremony was over, let's put a real worm back on here. We're getting some, between the real worms and the gulp worms, neither one of them are very durable. We're getting ripped off. down through here. We had booked the wedding photographer for extra time after the ceremony, so our family and friends and stuff, they went on to the restaurant for the reception dinner. There's one hooked up. We got some fish right over here in front of us. But we went out, the photographer took us out through the casino and then out on the Las Vegas Strip and took a bunch of pictures for us. The pictures turned out amazing. And, well, with the exception of my nose on there, I guess during the wedding kiss, we had to do it. We had the wedding kiss there when when the wedding's completed, the ceremony's completed, you may kiss the bride. We had that. And then the photographers wanted us to reenact it again for pictures and stuff. And I guess my bride's makeup got on my nose and nobody noticed. So a lot of the pictures you see, like, I look like Michael Jackson in the nose or something, like I'm an albino in the nose. But of course, all the eyes on the pictures. Ain't nobody looking at me in the pictures. They're looking at her because she's gorgeous. So, but the photographer was amazing. Took us out on the strip and whatnot, got a bunch of pictures. And then after the dinner, we went out again, me and my wife and a couple of her friends, and we went up to the Bellagio Casino, which is just up from Caesar's Palace, and they've got this big conservatory garden area and the water show, and we went up there and took some more pictures, and it was great. It was just a great night. Another fish. Well, we're getting some bites down through here. This is what I wanted. I wanted some action today. I've got a quick release on that one. But I tell you, I just always heard people say their wedding day, best day of their life, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It truly was for me. I can't tell you it's just the emotions of it, which I know sounds weird, especially coming from me, because I'm not a super emotional person. But, I mean, I honestly got a little teary-eyed when I saw her walking down the aisle, and I thought, man, I'm going to lose it right here in front of everybody, everybody at the ceremony. I'm about to really lose it. I had to kind of check myself, because I think just the emotions of everything just kind of hit all at once when I saw her. But it was awesome. I can't tell you just how happy I was, how happy she was, and it was everything we had hoped for. The Venus Garden there at Caesar's Palace was amazing. It's not a very big area. Like you see pictures of it online and you think, man, this is like a, super big garden. It's really not. It's a small area, but very intimate setting, very quiet. They've got this little, I don't even know what you call it, gazebo area where you get married, and it's got these vines all over it, and you've got these kind of concrete benches for everybody to sit, and it was amazing. And where we were at, if you've ever been to Las Vegas, man, the casinos out there are they're huge. They're these just monstrosities of these complexes. And so when we got checked in to Caesar's Palace, walking from the check-in to our room was like, oh my gosh, this is like a half a mile. As we got another fish right here. But from where our room was to where we were getting married at, you come out of the elevator and you're like right there. So, I mean, it really, it made it easy to get from the room to where we needed to be on wedding day. And so that was, that really worked out. Now, getting out to Las Vegas, boy, that was an ordeal. We got stuck on the runway a little while, waiting to take off, so our flight was late getting out there. My wife's parents, we took a direct flight out of Knoxville through Allegiant, which is like a discount airline service, but they run direct flights. They're the only airline that goes from Knoxville to Las Vegas on direct flights. So we took that. But I guess they had like airline miles with a different airline, I think Delta maybe. So they ended up flying from Knoxville to Atlanta and then Atlanta to Las Vegas. Well, they got stuck in Atlanta on the runway, like in the plane, on the runway for 3 hours. Apparently something had happened in the, oh, fish. Boy, he smacked it hard, but he ain't gonna be very big. He nailed it though, buddy. He hit it with authority. We're catching a bunch of fish down through here though. This entire shoreline is just stacked with fish. Let's see if we can reuse this little red worm again. But apparently something happened in the air traffic control office or whatever, one of them offices there overseeing the planes. Something happened in there. They had to evacuate that office for a while, and that just backed everything up. So they got stuck sitting in the airplane on the runway for 3 hours. And then, of course, had a 3.5 hour flight after that. So they were exhausted when they got in to town. But we flew in on Friday. We did Friday to Monday because that's when the flights run through Allegiant. They leave out of Knoxville on Friday, and you can fly back home on Monday. So we got out there on Friday. Everybody was just exhausted. Saturday was kind of a day to do some stuff, kind of catch our breath, and then we had our wedding on Sunday, and then of course flew home on Monday. But once we got out there and got settled, everything was great. Lots of stuff to do in Las Vegas, of course. Now, they do price gouge you. That was a surprise. Well, it shouldn't be a surprise, but it kind of, the sticker shock, because we got another fish here, he got a little surprise too with that hook in the jaw. We got a bunch of fish right over here. I don't know what they're setting on over there, but there's a bunch of them. But man, everything out there in Las Vegas is just gouging you, man. We paid $9 for a bottle of water at one place. That first night, there was a little food court area. Got a hamburger and a bottle of Pepsi. Didn't even come with fries. Hamburger and a bottle of Pepsi. And it was like $24. And you might be thinking, well, Justin, that was a big hamburger or something. It really wasn't. It really wasn't a big hamburger at all. I've had better hamburgers at fast food places around here. Like, it wasn't nothing to brag about. So food out there was pretty ridiculous. They tack on a bunch of resort fees for stuff that like we didn't even use. Like, you'd think the wedding package would have covered a lot of that stuff, but no, they hit you with an extra $50 a day just in what they call resort fees. That who the hell know what that even means. Like, it was something. And I'll tell you this too, here's something else that was pretty crazy. Like Vegas, of course, is in the desert. I'm gonna put on another gulp worm right here, real quick. But Vegas is in the desert, and they don't get a lot of rain. And I guess they're not really prepared for rain out there. So when it does happen, they get a lot of flooding in the city. Well, Friday, when we got into town, it was raining. And so some of the streets and stuff had like ponding water and was in kind of rough condition and whatnot coming from the airport to the hotel. We took an Uber. Well, my mom didn't stay at Caesar's Palace. I had booked her and my friend Matt, who performed the ceremony, at different hotels. Matt didn't care where he stayed at. You know, he's like me. Hell, he'll sleep behind a toilet at Motel 6, whatever. It don't matter. So I put him at the Stratosphere to save me a few bucks. He was very agreeable to that. But You know, my mom, she didn't care about staying at Caesar's Palace, which was ridiculously priced for a room, but she wanted to be close to Caesar's Palace. So we put her right across the street at Harrah's and saved $500. Well, you know, I went in there that first night and we're getting her checked in and whatnot. I come back downstairs after leaving her room. That bluegill's ready to get the heck out of here. I come back downstairs, there's water pouring from the ceiling down in the casino. Like, it's literally just pouring out of the ceiling all along the walkways and whatnot. I guess it was from all the rain. Like, all the rain they were having, it was coming through. Somehow or another had come through the ceiling and whatnot. It was a mess in there. Absolute mess. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. But thankfully, it only rained that Friday night, and then the rest of the weekend was perfect, because that would have been terrible you know, if we had had an outdoor wedding and it had rained. But I just can't tell you, man, it was such an awesome experience. I've never felt happier. I've never seen her happier. I've never seen her look more beautiful. You know, it was just, it was all, everything about stressful leading up to it, just nerves and everything. But from the time the ceremony started until we finally just winded down, and we were exhausted when we got back to the room that night. I mean, we were just, I think the stress of the day, along with just the, not only that too, but also the time difference, because you know, we went from Eastern time to Pacific time, and me and my wife both, I mean, we're both in bed by 10 o'clock. Like, you know, we're not night owls anymore at our age, so we were up well past our bedtime out there, and of course that was day 3 of it once we got married. So we were tired, and just the emotions of the day and everything, but like, what an amazing experience. So y'all, I am married now. Nothing really changed with me and her. I mean, we were already living together and stuff, so it wasn't like a big to do when we got back home, moving in or anything like that. Like, we were kind of just back to normal, I guess you would say. We've got her switched over to my insurance policy now. We saved a bunch of money, surprisingly. I had been told that we need to let the insurance companies know we're married, because apparently when you're married, you're considered less of a risk or whatever. But we added her to my, because I got all my insurance with one place, my car insurance, homeowner's insurance, life insurance, all that in one place. We put her car on my policy, and it saved like $400 a year. I mean, it was a pretty significant savings moving her over that. Next big thing is getting her name changed officially. It's changed on Facebook. We're Facebook official now, as the kids say. But here's the thing. In order to fly now, you have to have the real ID. I don't know if that's nationwide or if it's a Tennessee thing, but like, we had to get new driver's licenses a few months ago with that little logo thing on there or whatever. Real ID, they call it. Well, her and I are going to Florida here in November. And of course, I drive down to Florida with Kayak, and I pick her up at the airport. She's gonna fly down. Well, she's gotta fly. And when we got our real ID licenses, it took like 3 weeks to get the new ID sent to us. And so we're like, well, if she changes her name and we don't get her new ID before she has to fly out, is that going to mess up anything with the flight that she's already booked under her maiden name? Yeah, so we were like, well, we'll just wait till we get back from Florida to change her name officially. So that's really the last big task that we have to do. But it's, I will say, even though nothing's changed, like we were already living together and stuff, there is a different, I don't know if you'd call it a feeling, a different connection, maybe. Like her and I both, it's not just me, like her and I both talked about it. It's like, you can't really describe what's different about how you feel, but there is a difference in feeling. Like there's a different bond, a different connection, I guess, once you've said your vows and done the ceremony and all that. Like I would have never thought so had you told me this. Like if I was watching this video and listening to somebody else say this, I'd be like, oh, whatever, bullarchy, you know. But no, but having gone through it, I'll tell you, it's different. So, all in all, happy we done it. I should have married her a long time ago, but all's well in the end. But yeah, back home now, trying to get back in the grind. We've had a lot of windy days lately. Like I've lost a lot of fishing time. We went all summer when it was hot as blazes and you would just kill for just a hint of a breeze. Couldn't get one. Now the wind won't stop blowing. Well, this fish, buddy, he's coming right at us. Oh, that's a little better one. A little better bluegill. I don't tend to get as big a bluegill on this bottom. I'm on Fort Loudon today, Tennessee River, Fort Loudon Reservoir. I don't get as big a bluegill here as I do in some places around here. But boy, the numbers right through here so far have been amazing right now. Another one, just like that. But yeah, I've lost some days since I've been home to just windy conditions. And of course today I'm trying to catch a fish here before the rain hits. But we're in the time of year where fishing is usually good. October, November are good months for me out here. And this fall has been warmer than most falls. There we go. Been warmer than most falls, but it has turned a little chillier at night here lately. So water temperatures are finally starting to fall a little bit. And of course, days are getting shorter by the day. We got the time change coming up here soon. A week or two, I guess. I don't know when it is. I think it's what, first. When is the time change? First week of November or something like that? I don't know. I wish they'd leave the damn clocks alone is what I wish, but it's getting dark earlier in the night anyway. And of course, it'll be dark at 6 o'clock here when they change the clocks. But nevertheless, I'm trying to get back in the routine. So I got back home and my first catfishing trip, I went down to Chattanooga and got some big fish, man. Big fish down there. On the light tackle too. Of course, you all know me, the regular viewers, you know I love ultralight fishing, just coming out here and catching anything that'll bite. I love it, it's fun. But trying to incorporate that into catfishing, not with the ultralight, but just, you know, lighter action rods. I've been really into it. And I busted 2 big fish, and one of them was on the light tackle down there. And man, oh buddy, you talk about a fight. I think it was 16 minutes, if memory serving me, that it took to land that thing. 16 minutes, and I had not only that fish, but I had all of Daniel's lines wrapped up too. How we landed that, I'll never know without breaking off, but I got it in, and it was huge, and it was awesome. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that throughout the fall and the winter. Oh, I had another hit. I'll be doing a lot of that coming up. Working on a rod for me. I've been using them ugly stick inshore style rods. And there's things I like about them, but the quality's just terrible. The handles are already falling apart, and the rod tips are a little too flimsy. And I've had some of my channel members and stuff recommend other rods to try out. But I'm like, well, hell, you know, all these rods, if I go spend $100 every time I gotta try out a new rod, like I'm gonna put in some serious cash to this, you know what I mean? Like it don't take long. Try out 4 or 5 rods, you $400 or $500 in, there's one. I wonder if we can, you know what I wanna do right here? I'm gonna try to, the wind's pushing us downstream a little quicker than I'd like to go right now. I'm gonna try to get us over here on this tree branch, kind of cozy up to it a little bit and see if we can make a few more casts here on this tree. All that wind blows. But I'm trying to just, Daniel's working on making me a rod like I want, and hopefully can bypass all of this, because I'm sure there's an ideal rod out there that's already being made. But again, I don't want to spend $100 on several different rods just hoping to figure it out, you know? Oh, okay, there it comes. I thought we was hung again. I'd rather just, you know, have Daniel do it one time and get me what I want. So, working on that right now. But I'm gonna keep doing it, buddy. I'm gonna keep just taking the light tackle out every time I go catfishing. And I mean, of course I got that big blue there on the light tackle on the Chattanooga trip, but I'm gonna bust something even bigger, and I'm gonna bust me a big flathead doing it, and it's gonna happen. I mean, it's timing, you know, it's time on the water. It's like any other type of fishing. The more time you spend baits in the water, the more good things are gonna happen. And when I'm doing it with the light tackle, like it's a matter of time before you're gonna bust just an absolute monster. And I'm curious too, another thing I'm wanting to figure out is, we've always assumed that catfish are not line shy because they'll hit these bank lines and limb lines, jug lines and stuff that are thick lines. And of course I use my regular catfish and I'm using 80-pound leaders, so those are in big hooks, and I still catch fish, lots of them. So just by that alone, you would say, well, catfish aren't line shy. But what if there's times where they are? And so we've had, well, prior to me leaving to go take my wedding trip, we were having some really just clear water because we hadn't had much rain. And, oh, there's another one. But it was super clear water. I mean, we would have 5 to 10 feet of visibility just about everywhere you went. And I'm like, man, those fish, they're getting a good look at your baits. And I was catching more fish on the light tackle than the heavy tackle. And I'm like, I'm wondering if there are times when you're going to be better off using the light tackle. Because I mean, any other type of fish, if you were fishing just super clear water conditions, bright sunny days and whatnot, you would downsize, you would finesse. But we don't do it for catfish ever. Oh, there's another one, thumped me. There's a bunch of fish right through here, man. This area is just loaded with fish, y'all. If I was doing a normal session today, we'd have 100 fish day. I promise you we could have 100 fish day out here. Nice. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a normal session today because of the rain moving in, but it would be possible. Let's get another one of these gulp. These things are working good. They don't last long on the hook, but they're working. They're working really well. But I don't know. I just have to believe there are going to be times where you're going to get fish you wouldn't normally get with the light tackle versus the heavy stuff. And that'll just be one of them things we just have to, if we're doing it scientifically, you know, a hypothesis that we'll have to check over the course of time. But that is my hypothesis. I believe there will be times and situations where the light tackle just outperforms the heavy tackle. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm having fun. I'm having fun with and of course, catching catfish, big catfish, always fun regardless. I love doing it. But doing it on the light tackle, the lighter the tackle you're using, the more fun it is to catch. And that's true of any fish, not just catfish, but I mean any fish species. Hell, going down to Florida and catching sharks in this paddleboard style kayak, if you will. I mean, that's, you're underpowered in it too. And that adds to it. Which I'm going to be taking this one down there when we go to Florida here soon. I told my channel members this is one of the videos they had seen. I bought a little motor for this. It's called a Haswing or Hawswing. It's got spot lock and it's supposed to go down in the pedal drive slot. Well, I get the damn thing. I got hit again over there. I get it and it don't fit. So I had to send it back. But I got another little motor coming, just go down on that motor slide. It won't have GPS and whatnot, but it will help me kind of fight the current when the tide starts moving. Kind of help my calls out there. Also be good too, just for emergency purposes. If I was to get caught out and have a problem with the pedal drive, give me another option to make sure I get back. Yeah, I'm a married man now, folks. I got to take better care of myself. Got to try to keep myself alive, you know, more so than usual. But yeah, we got that trip coming up. Excited about it. Go down there, hopefully catch some sharks, and I'm gonna go to Lake Ida again, catch them in giant bluegill down there, maybe some peacock bass. Gonna just go down there and have some fun, live it up a little bit. I love it down there, especially love it when it's warm down there and cold up here. I'm gonna back us up off this tree here, folks. That boat wake's about to push us up on that thing and flip us here if we ain't careful. Back up a little more, we're gonna throw over here on this side of it. I think probably the biggest adjustment for me with being married is wearing this ring. And my wife, she had said from the get-go, she didn't care if I wore a ring or not, because I've never been a jewelry person, not rings, bracelets, necklaces. Like, you don't see me wearing any of that stuff. I'm just not into it, never have been. But, you know, I kind of wanted to wear it and give it a shot, and I got one of them silicone rings that's a little bit more flexible, and I thought it would be easier with fishing poles and stuff. But I didn't really like it, and I lost it. I don't know where the hell it went. I thought it was on my nightstand, and now it's gone. We're thinking maybe one of the cats knocked it off and has used it as a cat toy. Maybe it's up under a dresser or a TV stand or something. I don't know. But it's gone. Either way, like, it's gone. Oh, we got another fish. He's running with it. Oh, did you see that? A bass come after him. Did you see that bass follow him out? The bass wasn't much bigger than the bluegill, but by gosh, he was chasing him. Come here, bluegill, let's get you going. But yeah, the ring, you know, I'm worried about losing it, washing my hands in the water here when my hands are cold, or getting it caught in the cast net when I'm throwing it. You know, I'll probably get used to it, I guess. I don't mind it, normal conditions, but fishing, I may end up just not wearing it when I go fishing, possibly. But she's cool about it. Her dad never wore, he's kind of like me, he wasn't a jewelry person either, so he never wore a wedding ring. And so it's not one of those things that's really a big deal to my wife, but you know, I want to try to do it. She's wearing hers, by God. She's got 3. She's got her engagement ring and then 2 wedding rings. She had to have one that goes behind the engagement ring and one in front. That's a new thing with women, I guess. So she's got a lot of bling when she's got that on. Yeah, I guess I'll get used to it. This is a cheap ring overall, though. We had ordered me one. We went up to Jared's, right? That's where I'd got her engagement ring. I went to Jared's, as the commercial saying goes. So we went back there to get the wedding rings, the wedding bands. Boy, this one's a pulling. All right, hey, come on over here, little bluegill. A little bit bigger one there. He got a little rough with it, didn't he? These things are fired up, man. They're feeding up in front of this front that's about to come through here in a little while. I'm gonna spin back around and see if I can make some more casts right up here as the wind blows us down. I want to try to work slowly down through here too, that way I don't have to go as far back when it starts raining. Let me swing back out here a little bit so I can hit this from a different angle. But anyway, we'd picked one out for me up there at Jared's, and they didn't have it in the size. They had like little samples or whatever, and then you would order the one in your size. And it wasn't bad priced. It was like $400. My ring, way cheaper than hers, for sure. But it was like $400, whatever. Well, we ordered it, and it took forever. And we were kind of up against it, like, is it going to be here before the wedding? And it was like, well, oh man, we got robbed again. Let me put on another real worm for a second here. And so anyway, we were like, well, it's not a big deal if the real wedding band doesn't show up before the ceremony. We'll just get a cheap one on Amazon to do for the ceremony itself, right? Well, I ordered this one on Amazon, and it's $18. It's a tungsten. And I get it, and I'm like, well, hell, that looks pretty damn good. And so my real one that we got from Jared's shows up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, well, hell, I like the $18 one better than the $400 one. And she felt the same way. She's like, yeah, this one looks way better. So we took the $400 one back, and I went with the $18 tungsten one here. Oh no, I threw that real worm over there and immediately got snagged. Dang. Let's see if we can get this out over here. So I ended up saving a little bit of money on at least on my ring anyway. We didn't save any money on hers, by God. But it's a once in a lifetime thing. So, you know, get what you want type thing. We got our jig head hung, and a fish probably ate that worm off there while we were sitting there snagged. Lord, let's get another one on. We'll just keep going on our drift down through here. I'd like to go through these real worms today. That way I don't have to take them back home and put them in the fridge, because I don't know when I would be using them again necessarily, unless it was an ultralight trip. But my next ultralight trip after this will probably be in Florida. So, yeah. But nevertheless, I will probably get used to it. Hopefully not lose it off my finger on a day where my hands are freezing cold and shrunk or something. At night, my fingers do seem to swell a little bit at night, so it fits perfectly at night. But right now, just a little loose. I'll tell you what I did with that extra cash, though. Some of you might find this comical, and some of you might be into it. So I knew we were going to have a long flight out there and back, right? Like, an airplane's like Being in the airplane itself don't bother me, but I get bored. What we got here? Boy, this one's what is this? This ain't a bluegill right here, folks. Is this a catfish? What, we got something right here, folks. This ain't bluegill. He's got all kinds of gyrations. I think it might be one of them danged old channel cats. If it is, I want y'all to land it. I ain't putting up no channel cat crap today. I didn't bring my net either. Y'all left it at the house. Thankfully, it's going to be a smaller channel cat. We should be able to get him fairly easily here. Let me pull us away from the bank. Drag him out here a little bit. Hopefully he ain't about to break us off when I go to get this thing. If I told y'all how bad I hate channel cats lately, because I do. That's one thing that didn't change when I became a married man. I still hate channel cats. Come here, kitty. Come here. Open up. There you go. There you go. Well, we got another species other than bluegill, but it ain't what I want. There. Ugly old channel cat, too. Get out of here. You leave my real worms alone. You leave the fake worms alone. You leave everything I'm throwing out there alone, channel cat. Tell your friends, too. So anyway, like I was saying, being on the airplane don't bother me, but just being bored does, and you're in the air and stuff. So I downloaded some podcasts to listen to. But when me and her go to shopping and stuff, like when we go to Target, she likes Target. And I'm more of a Walmart guy, I always have been. I mean, I hate Walmart, but like I go to Walmart instead of Target. But she's a Target girl, and I don't mind going with her because, and I've said this before, like if you just walk around and see the sights, like other women and stuff, even though I'm a married man, you know, you still got to just take a look when they walk by. I mean, hell, still human. I don't care if you're married or not. Women at Target are way hotter than women at Walmart. So just when we go shopping, or she goes shopping and I get stuck tagging along, because we got another fish, the views are better at Target than they are at Walmart. Well, anyway, when we do go to Target, we will oftentimes go through the electronics area, and they have them Nintendos out there for the public to play with. Nintendo Switch, they're called. And you can play Mario Kart on there. And I thought, you know, I've saved all that money there from taking the other wedding ring back. I'm gonna just get me one of them Nintendos to take on the trip, so I have something to do on the airplane. And I've never really been a big video game person. I've had stuff. You know, of course, as a kid, I had an Atari, and then a regular Nintendo, and then I had a PlayStation one time. I had an Xbox one time. I had that Nintendo Wii. I probably played that Nintendo Wii more than anything. This is another pretty good bluegill right here. Oh, I think he's got it kind of deep, too. No. It's deeper, but he'll be all right. Got to use the forceps. Another one of my channel members that got me these a few months ago. My channel members hooked me up, man. They hooked us up with some wedding gifts, too. Brian Herbert and Will and Lynn Loy made huge contributions to the wedding fund, so my channel members are the best. What was I saying, though? Oh, about the Nintendo. So I've had video games in the past before, but I never really play them. I've never been into it. There's another one just like that, man. This whole bank is loaded with fish. Absolutely loaded with them. We can't do no wrong coming down through here, man. This is awesome. There we Like, oh no, they're not very big, but hell, they don't have to be on the Ultralight. But anyway, I get the Nintendo, and it comes with Mario Kart. And man, I'm into it. I played it on the airplane, just on the regular computer mode or whatever. But since I've been back home, I paid $20. For $20 a year, you get access to a couple things. You can play online against people, and you get all the old Nintendo games too. Like I've been playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out from back in the day. That was one of my favorites there as a kid on regular Nintendo. Well, you get access to all them games on your Nintendo Switch just for that $20 a year fee or whatever. And so anyway, I've been playing Mario Kart. Oh no, we're hung. I've been playing Mario Kart online against people like every night. Like I'm into it. I've become a gamer or something. I don't know how long this, there we got it free. I don't know how long that's going to last. Is this a phase with me? Will I get tired of it? I don't know, but like, I've been pretty into it. Like that's kind of become my kind of winding down thing the last week or two, instead of just playing on my phone there, scrolling on my phone, or watching YouTube videos before bed to kind of just wind down a little bit. Now I'm online playing the Mario Kart. And these people that play Mario Kart, man, they're good too. Like, like you play against the computer, and by the time we got back home, like I was winning pretty regularly. Just playing whatever you call it there, just on the game mode, whatever. But, boy, when you're playing online against real people, they're good. So it's become a little bit of a challenge, and it's fun. And so I've been into it, man. I've been playing daggone Nintendo. 43 years old, and I'm playing video games. So some of y'all might find that comical, and some of yous out there might be into it. I think video games are pretty popular with adults in some areas. Nerds, you know, like me, nerds. I'm just regaining my whole childhood between that and the action figures. Oh no, did we get stolen again? We did, boy, they're ripping us off. As many fish as we're catching, we're having just as many rob us. But yeah, between the video games and the toys, G.I. Joes and wrestling, mainly the wrestling figures, them WWE Superstars wrestling figures, the one that the kind of the He-Man body styles, I've been into those hardcore over the last year and a half now. I've gotten caught up again. The new series come out there with Stone Cold Steve Austin, a new Ultimate Warrior figure, George the Animal Steel, and Nikolai Volkov. I got all those caught up. So, waiting on the next wave, which is going to be the Steiner Brothers, Rob Van Dam, and the Hurricane. Still haven't gotten, for those of you following along with this saga, oh no, man, I thought we had a little more time than this. It's starting to rain, folks. See them raindrops hitting? Oh crap, man. Let's try to get another fish or two here before I make a run for it. I ain't getting out here sopping wet, man. Let me tell you about the Powertown update before I get the hell out of here. So Powertown, they got their own line of figures. Oh, another fish too. I hate to leave them biting like this, man. They're just tearing it up here. But I do not want to get soaking wet and be freezing cold. Powertown made their own line of figures with some guys that don't have WWE Legends contracts. Rock and Roll Express, Tully Blanchard, several other guys. Well, them Rock and Roll Express, I was huge fans when I was a kid. And I wanted that Tully Blanchard figure too. So I did the pre-order last year, last November. So we're coming up on a year ago. That was going to be my Christmas present to myself. I bought them figures. Oh, another fish. I was going to get me the Rock and Roll Express and Tully Blanchard for Christmas. Well, the pre-orders, I done it there, November. They were supposed to ship in January. January comes and goes, no figures. This is a nice bluegill right here too. Throughout the year, you get periodic updates, which just, they're lies. You know, you don't actually, they'll tell you, oh yeah, they're shipping imminently. They said March. Well, March comes and goes, nothing. Same thing throughout the summer. Nice bluegill. Throughout the summer, then it was going to be the fall. Well, here we are, you know, it's been almost a year now since I done the pre-order. I mean, we're end of October here now. Still no figures, no hope of getting them. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to do about it. There's these other nerds on YouTube that like do action figure review channels and stuff, and I watch some of them because, I mean, I'm a nerd just like they are. I'm into these dang figures. And they've all just been ripping this company called Powertown for basically holding our money hostage. You know, they've failed to deliver. They don't respond to emails. When they do put out a statement, it just ends up being all lies because they don't follow through. So nobody knows. They're like, are we going to get these figures? Are we just out the money? You know, thankfully, I didn't buy them all. I bought the Rock and Roll Express, which is a 2-pack. And I wanted the Tully Blanchard, so I had to get, it was a 2-pack also with Magnum TA, so I kind of got forced into buying that Magnum TA figure. But those 4 figures was all I bought. So I'm not out a lot of money compared to like people who bought all of them. But still, it still sucks, you know, to keep getting the runaround. And it's like, just be honest with people. You know, if you don't know when the hell they're going to show up, or you've hit production delays, or whatever the problem is, just tell people. Be honest. You know, the internet's a pretty nasty place, as evidenced by my comment box when I had it. But like, people as a whole are pretty understanding if you're just forthright with them. If you just tell them what's up. I mean, you know, everybody knows, like it's 2025, like we all want stuff and we want it now. We're in a day and time where we can click one button on Amazon and have something at our house a couple hours later. Like, that's the world we live in now, and there's an expectation that when we want something, we just get it. But at the same time, we all know things happen, things go wrong, and if you're just honest with people and just tell them the truth, most of the time they're going to be willing to cut you some slack. But when you don't say anything for 2 months and then you come out and say, oh, they're shipping imminently, they're on a boat from China, they're on their way here, and then you don't hear anything again for another 2 months, and you get another similar story with a new time frame, and then that time frame comes and goes. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you piss people off like that. That's what happens. I'm hoping, y'all, that rain, it's still sprinkling, but I'm hoping it's just, I should probably pull out radar in a minute and see what's going on. What I should do is just get the hell out of here. That's what I should do. I should make a run for it while I can. As I said, it's about to slack off, and now it's starting to pick back up again. It's just sprinkling, but they're big drops. I just hate to leave a good bite like this, man. I'm having fun out here. You can't ever go wrong fishing an ultralight rod and worms, or the fake worms like we're using today. Those are doing real well for us. Again, thanks to whatever channel member sent those. Very appreciated. Probably won't be something I'll buy again just because of the durability. I'll probably stick with the Gulp minnows. But I'm definitely going to use them since I have them here. My channel members, man, they're good people. Like I said, I had Brian Herbert and the Loys, Will and Lynn, make very large contributions to my wedding, which was, you know, much appreciated. I mean, our wedding was cheaper going to Las Vegas than what it would have been. I mean, our whole wedding price, everything was less than what some of just the venues alone would have been around some of the places around here. But it was still pretty expensive. I mean, hell, just buying the pictures, you know, the photographer was included with the package price there at Caesar's Palace. But that didn't include getting the actual pictures from the photographer. So we paid like $1,200 just to get the pictures that were taken. And of course we had booked extra time with the photographer too, so that was a few $100s. So, you know, just little stuff like that just adds up. All them fees just add up. But it still ended up being probably about half the price of what some of my friends' weddings have been, you know, that have done locally at wedding type venues and places and stuff. But man, my channel members helped me out big time with it. And me and my beautiful bride are both very thankful to have yous. I'm thankful to have all of yous, you know, all of yous that watch my video, especially those of you that are watching to this point in the video on these long ones. You all are the few and the proud, really, to borrow the line from the Marines. But I'm grateful for all of it, man. Just watching these videos is a contribution to me in itself, and setting through the advertisements and stuff. Like that's a big help. It truly is. Especially this not only y'all doing that just random times, but like this time of year when, gosh dog it, we're hung again. This time of year, views typically kind of go down the crapper a little bit. Oh, there it come free. Something stole her worm though. I was hung. I think a fish hit the worm and knocked our jig free. But he stole the worm in the process. Let's put one of the Gulp back on. Since the rain's gonna let us fish a few more minutes, maybe, hopefully. Maybe pushing it. Mother Nature may be like, Justin, I'm giving you an opportunity to get the hell out of here without getting drenched. And I'm out here saying, you know what? I'm gonna fish anyway because I'm ready to catch some fish today. Let me back up a little bit here. I want to throw around this big tree. What was I saying? Oh, this time of year. You know, views just go down this time of year. Happens every year like clockwork. I think it's just because the people, I mean, there are some of you hardcore fishermen that are watching these videos and stuff. You're like me, you fish year round. But a lot of people, a lot of the casual fishermen are kind of, got one right there. Another blue. I bet you this tree's got some bluegill on it. It comes way out in the water here. I don't know how deep we are. I haven't had the graph on. I don't really care about it for this type of fishing. But as far as this tree right here comes out, and you can see part of it right here, I guarantee you we're over some much deeper water. There might be several species of fish on this tree. But, you know, the casual fisherman, somebody who's fishing in the spring and the summer, when the fall rolls around, they're going to switch over and start hunting. And of course, too, you've got this time of year, once you get past late August, September there, really once you get past Labor Day, that's when the views start to go off. But you've got kids going back to school, football season has started back, hunting season's getting going. Like, you just have a lot of stuff that casual fisherman who likes to fish in spring and summer, they've just got more stuff going on. Other stuff to compete for attention with the fishing videos, you know. So you get a drop in views usually. So I'm always more thankful for those of you that stick with me through the slow months. And you know, fortunately, I always have a drop on my channel, but it's usually a pretty severe drop. But there's enough of you that watch that makes it worthwhile for me to still get out and you know, do the videos regardless. There's one thumped me. I felt him nail it. You can see, oh, it's another, the smallest bluegill today have been the hardest thumps when they hit it. The bigger ones have been good fights, but they haven't just smacked the bait like them little ones have. And it stopped raining again for a second here. Oh, I had another one hit me. He didn't come back for it though. But I love doing this, man. This ultralight fishing, every time I do these ultralight trips, I always do my sales pitch on ultralight fishing. The gear, you know, I mean, I've been using this rod for over a decade now. But, you know, the main thing is, and this is just my opinion, for having a good ultralight fishing experience, get you a good quality rod. Get the best quality rod. I don't care about the brand, but just the best quality rod that you can afford. The reel, I mean, this reel here, I think it's like a $60 reel, and I'm wanting to say I got it on sale. And I got me a snag over there too. I got that snag free of charge. That snag didn't cost me a dime unless I lose a jig head. Oh, something just hit me and knocked me free. I had another fish knock it loose for me. I need to hire them fish helping me out like that. It'd be great if they could just get me out of every snag. But get the best rod you can afford. Get you a cheap reel. Get you some 2-pound line. Buy it in bulk. I get the 10,000 yard spool from Trout Magnets. Like, it used to be $40. I don't know what it is now. It's probably went up like everything else. But when you get that bulk spool, the filler spools, they're like 300 yards for $6 or $8. That's how outrageous, ain't it, bluegill? He says so. But the filler spools, 300 yards for $6, $8, ridiculous. You buy the 10,000 yard spool, you can refill your line for about a quarter. So you can change it out more frequently and keep your line fresh, keep it good. Then all you need is some, we got something else here that ain't a bluegill. Is it another catfish? Is it a drum? We'll find out. I don't think it's a bass. I think he'd have come up. I'm gonna back off that drag just a smidge. Y'all get you a snack. We're going to have to play this one out a minute. I don't know what he is just yet. It could be a channel, a drum. I don't think it's a bass. A bass would have come up by now. I'm gonna try to get him out here more in open water. Keep him away from the trees. Try to keep him out from under the kayak too. Don't want that line rubbing on my pedals. A light 2-pound line, stronger than you would think. You'll land some big fish with it, but the abrasion resistance is non-existent. So when you run across a limb or a rock, or hell, even getting your pedal drive on the kayak, it can cost you a fish. So you got to be a little bit more careful and try to steer these fish out to open water, get away from the obstacles if possible. Oh, I think it's another danged old channel cat, man. It is. I was hoping for a drum. A lot of people don't like drum. They think they're trash fish. They ain't trash fish to me. These channel cats are trash fish to me. He may actually be smaller than the last channel cat, but he fought harder. Liked him that gulp worm, didn't you? Yep. Got the old gulp worm. Let's see if we can put it back on there and rehook it. All right. But yeah, ultralight fishing can be pretty cheap. I mean, you get you a good quality rod, you'll spend $100. You can spend a lot more if you want to go and get, an even better quality, like a JDM style rod or something. You can spend hundreds of dollars if you want. But I mean, $100, $150 will get you I think this rod, when I got it, was like $110 back in the day. And it's lasted me, hell, over 10 years now, and I've caught thousands upon thousands of fish with it. So you've got a little upfront cost, but then you've got a setup that you can take anywhere, any body of water, lakes, rivers, ponds, creeks, it don't matter. I've used this down in the ocean. You can take it anywhere, catch a variety of fish, have you a blast on any size of fish. I mean, hell, that channel cat right there probably weighed, what, a pound? And gave us a battle on this setup, man. Had the rod doubled over. It's fun. You can have fun with any size fish on an ultralight. And when people go fishing, I mean, yeah, a lot of people certainly are fishing for food, and I get that. But most people, even if you are fishing for food, you're fishing for fun too. You want to have fun while you do it. And it don't get more fun than catching fish on ultralight tackle. Maybe catching big catfish on light tackle, or big sharks on catfish tackle. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, when you've got tackle that's matched to the size of the fish that you're catching, and then you do hook into something that's maybe your tackle's a little undermatched for, it's fun. And in this situation with the ultralight stuff, like out here today, I mean, how many fish have we caught in, how much of this bank have we covered down through here? 200 or 300 yards? We haven't even went very far. I literally just come out of the creek and started fishing downriver here, and we've caught a ton of fish. And I mean, it's so productive, because you're throwing, whether you're throwing real worms or a gulp worm here, or a gulp minnow, or any small lure that looks like a small minnow or a bug, something that these fish would naturally be eating. We got robbed on that one. They're going to eat it, man, because that's what they're eating anyway. So you end up catching a ton of fish, and call me crazy, but I just have to believe that most people, when they go fishing, they want to catch fish. And you'd be hard pressed to find a more productive method of fishing than this right here. As the rain starts to come in again. What's going on? Boy, them squirrels up there, look at them go. Their mamas called them and said, "Squirrels, it's starting to rain again, you better come on home." And they said, "We're coming, Mama," and they're running up in the tree there. Yeah, folks, it's starting to rain again. Tell it to hold off just a few more. I just want to get a few more fish. That's all I want, folks. I just want a few more. Just a few more. I ain't ready to go yet, Mother Nature. I wanna throw down there. We're liable to run into a bass down through here. I've caught a bunch of bass ultralight fishing. Smallmouth and largemouth. Here we go again. Here we go again. Yeah, folks, we got something right here that ain't. We got another one that ain't a bluegill. Surely it ain't another channel cat, though. Oh, well, whatever it is, we'll never know. It was another channel cat, too. He's got slime. He's got some more slime up my line right there. Dang. Well, at least we didn't have to handle that one. Let's get back over and make a few more casts. Well, the rain is slacking off again. We playing with fire, folks, man. We're supposed to have some heavier rains today when this moves in, but oftentimes, if you own the water kind of ahead of these fronts right as it's moving in, you can get on a good bite. And I do think these fish today have to be kind of feeding up a little bit ahead of this weather system moving in. Of course, this time of year, I mean, fish are feeding up anyway. Just getting ready for winter as the days get shorter and water temperatures drop. We got another one on right here. I mean, you tell me a more productive technique than ultralight fishing with. You'll pick your lure, whether it's live or plastic. You know, it's so much fun. He don't think it's fun. That bluegill said, hey, he ain't had no fun at all with this. He had a hook in the jaw and was fighting for dear life to get away. I had fun, though. I hope y'all are having fun. If y'all play Mario Kart against me on Nintendo, I hope you have fun with that, too. Just don't beat me too bad, like all them other people on there do. I'm playing what's called a knockout tour on Mario Kart. And how it works, the race starts with 24 people. And again, this is online. You're playing against real people. It starts with 24 people. After the first lap, the top 20 move on. After the second lap, the top 16. Then the top 12, top 8, top 4. And once you finally get to the final lap, it's the top 4 racing for the win. And I'm getting a little better. At first, when I first was playing, I'd be lucky to make it through the first lap. But now I've actually won a couple. So I'm making some progress. In the short time I've been playing, I am getting better. It's a total time waste, but I'm pretty much just doing it before bed. You know, that final hour is just kind of winding down a little bit. I've been doing it then. I like the handheld, but I've hooked it up to my TV too. And I've played it on there, and it's fun on there too. I'm kind of into it. It was kind of a dumb purchase. If I hadn't have got the money back on the ring, I wouldn't have splurged. But I was like, well, you know, oh, there's another fish. I was like, I just got this money back for the ring that I wasn't expecting. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to have something to do on the plane, and maybe I'll get into it. And I'm glad I bought it. Hopefully I'll find some more games that I like for when Mario Kart, well, I'm sure it'll probably get old eventually. I'll probably get tired of it. I mean, that's how it goes with them games and stuff. The only game that I ever really was into for a while, when I had that Nintendo Wii a long time ago, you'd play baseball and tennis and stuff, them sports games, and they were pretty fun. This bluegill is another one that ain't having no fun though. He's got a hook in the jaw right now. He's fighting for dear life to get away, but what he don't know is he's about to be let go. He's about to be let go anyway. Old bluegill. Let's put us another. Let's try to get rid of these real worms here. I want to throw this tub away. I don't want to take it back home. Things have been in my fridge for a good while now. I think they've been in my fridge since my last carp trip, which has been way too long. That's something else I need to do some more of. I've been so into the light tackle catfishing, that's cut into my time a little bit for carp fishing. I got that new carp gear from Carp Sumo, and I've barely used it. Come on, bluegill, I done caught you now. Did you throw that worm off? You did. He threw the worm off. That may have been our last one. Let's take a look. Nope, there's another one. Yeah, these gulp worms are maybe just slightly more durable. Slightly more than the actual red worms. But it ain't by much. Them things are, of course, all gulp plastics are pretty soft. But those worms seem to tear a little bit more easily than the gulp minnows. One thing I learned with the gulp minnows, and this may be, because I've had a lot of people tell me, we got ripped off right then too. Let me see if we got any more. I think that's it. No, I keep finding another one in there. Two more actually. But I've had people tell me like, Justin, these gulp minnows suck, man. You catch one fish and they rip. And when I've talked to people, like when I've met people out in person and stuff, and they've told me that, I always immediately diagnose their problem. They're using hooks that are too big. There's number 8 size hooks that I use on these particular jig heads here. These little, I got these on eBay. They're shad dart style with number 8 size hooks. I buy them things. Last time I bought them, I bought a few thousand of them. So I got a supply for the next few years. But if you use a hook that's too big on them gulp minnows, you will tear them easily. But that number 8 size hook on the 1-inch gulps is perfect. So you'll get 8 to 10 fish usually before you tear it. So it may be a situation like that too with them gulp worms, possibly. Maybe I just need to find an appropriate size hook. But the smaller the hook, the better with the minnows, the gulp minnows. We got, gosh, we got robbed again. They're gobbling these worms up. Listen, worm, when I throw you out there, you hang on to this hook for dear life, okay? You hang on to that hook until that fish totally gets you eaten, hook and all in the mouth. You think he'll do it? You think that worm listened to me? You think he'll get robbed too? Put your bets in right now. Call you bookie. Good. Maybe found somebody out there in Vegas. I didn't do much gambling in Vegas either, by the way. In case any of y'all are wondering, I obviously didn't hit the jackpot. I mean, I did marrying my wife. That was the best jackpot ever. But as far as actual gambling goes, I played the Wheel of Fortune machine some. And we played bingo. We actually played bingo the morning before our wedding. We went downtown to Fremont Street at the plaza. They have bingo. And me and her, we kind of got away from the family and the friends and stuff and just had an hour there for me and her to go and play some bingo. She hit the bingo twice, and somehow or another we still lost like $8. I don't know how that's possible, but it happened. That bingo hall there's they got a racket going when you can hit a bingo and still somehow lose money. But I think I ended up losing like $120, $140, something like that, in the Wheel of Fortune machine. And that was, other than the bingo, that was all I played. I was gonna hit the craps table at some point, but just never did. And used to, when I'd go to Vegas, it was kind of a big deal to bet on some sporting events. But nowadays, with all that being legal on our phones, with like DraftKings and stuff, it's kind of lost its luster in Las Vegas. It ain't a big deal anymore. I mean, I bet ball games all the time. I don't bet very much. I'll do $5 or $10, you know, just messing around. And I'll usually do like maybe one big bet a season to pick a division winner or something. But, you know, it's small time stuff for me, just kind of put a few bucks on a ball game that you're watching or something. But when we would go to Vegas in the past, it was kind of a big deal to do that. But now that we can do it on our couch at home, watching any game on the TV, it's not as appealing anymore. Oh, fish. Boy, I jerked him plumb out the water there, folks. I snatched him plumb up. When's that rain moving in, fish? Do I need to look at radar? Or do I just need to get the heck out of here? He ain't gonna tell me. That fish ain't got Doppler radar. I think we out of worms. Real worms, anyway. Yep. We out of worms. We've gone through all our worms here, the real ones. I still got half a pack left of these, probably. I want to save these. Here's what I'm gonna do right now. Let's throw the Gulp minnow for a little while and see what it does going down through here. Because I want to save some of them Gulp worms right there. I need to show that pack on my next channel members video and see if I can solve the mystery of who sent them. I don't know who did. One of my channel members had mentioned sending something months ago, and I never got it. I wonder if maybe it was them. Maybe Amazon was on back order or something. I don't know. Either way, it was a nice surprise. I went to my post office box, and it was a nice surprise having an Amazon package that I didn't order with my name on it. You know, sometimes the mail puts other people's stuff in your box, but it was to me, and I'm like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, oh, some Gulp worms. So thanks to whoever it was, we've caught some fish with them today. I got turned around here. I just want to come right up here by this tree. I want to throw the Gulp minnow over there. Let's see what this thing will do for us. I like that Gulp minnow, man. I've caught it's been my favorite ultralight bait of all time by a country mile. I mean, I've caught thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fish with this Gulp minnow. There ain't no telling how many thousands of fish I've caught on video on this channel with this bait. Like, I mean, I've probably got 100 or more ultralight videos. I got me a snag over here. I've caught countless snags too. I've probably got 100 or more ultralight videos on this channel, so I mean, hell, you do the math on that. If you average, say, 50 fish in a video, and you've got 100, what is that? 5,000 or so? Oh, man. Oh, y'all, we're about to lose. We're about to lose that jig. I can't pop it free. I can't get that in free. We just put that gulp minnow on too. Dadgummit. Well, at least we can finally get that old catfish slime off there now. Get that going. Let me tie me another jig on. But yeah, that gulp minnow, man, I've caught, is that right? Is my math right? 100 times 50. That'd be 5,000, right? I think it is. My math ain't mathing today. But I mean, yeah, I've easily caught 5,000 fish on video with the gulp minnow, easily. So I mean, it's a very productive lure, and you know, I'm stocked up for the apocalypse too, man. I've got jars upon jars in my, well, it's a spare bedroom, but it's really my office, we call it, at the house there, the closet, man. I've got a bunch of jars of gulp. I've got, the last time I bought the jig heads, like I said, I got a few thousand of them. And the line, I buy them bulk spools from Trout Magnet there, the 10,000 yard spools. So I've got everything I need, man. It just don't, that's one of the things about ultralight fishing, at least this style of ultralight fishing anyway, that's so appealing, is that you don't need a ton of gear and a ton of supplies. It's very minimal, very basic, and yet you still are able to catch so many fish. It's just a lot of fun, man. I'm a big salesman for ultralight fishing. You know, and there's nothing for me to sell you. Like, I mean, sure, I have the affiliate links and stuff down in the video description for like gulp minnows and all that crap. And a lot of people buy them through there, and I appreciate that. But like, I'm not trying to sell you a product. I don't care if you use gulp minnows or red worms, or pick your favorite bait or plastic. It matters not to me. What I do hope, though, is that you all will, if you've been on the fence about it at all, give it a chance. Give ultralight fishing a chance and just see if you like it. And I've never met anybody that went ultralight fishing and just said, you know what, this sucks, I hate this. Like, it don't happen. People that go ultralight fishing love it. And, you know, and if you are that rare person that goes out and catches 50 fish today and didn't enjoy a minute of it, well, fishing may not be for you. But even if you ain't into fishing and you go out and catch 50 fish, you're probably going to get into it if you wasn't already. This is a way to really, especially if you got somebody new, a kid, a girlfriend, a wife, maybe a friend or something that's never been into fishing. You take them out doing this, let them not only catch some fish and have the fun with that, but just there's a feeling of accomplishment when you go out to catch fish and actually catch fish. I mean, how many times do you go fishing and don't catch anything, or you don't catch very many or very big fish, whatever? Like with this, most days you're going to catch a bunch of fish and a variety of species, so there's a feeling of accomplishment with it. That it's, you know, it's a confidence booster. It gives you something a little extra than just the rush of catching fish. So I'll tell you this, sometimes when I'm struggling to catch catfish, I've had 2 or 3 bad trips in a row or something. It kind of starts to mess with your mind a little bit. I'll pick up this ultralight rod and go out. And it just kind of resets everything, kind of resets your mind a little bit, trying to get you back in the, the right mental space. I know that sounds silly and dumb, but it'll do it. Sometimes you just need a win, just a small victory. And going out and having a successful day ultralight fishing can be the small victory you need to kind of recharge your mind, if you will. Boy, we ain't done worth a flip since we switched over to the Gulp Minnow, have we? I built this thing up, my favorite lure of all time. Well, we can't catch a damn thing on it. Let's back us up here and keep making our way. We playing fire. I need to get the hell out of here is what I need to do. Mother Nature's give me the chance a couple times to get out of here before the heavier rain moves in. Looking at radar earlier though, I thought we had a couple hours that we could probably fish. 1 to 2 hours. There's one. I knew it wasn't going to be long enough for me to go and catch some catch some bait and then catch some catfish, but with another perk of this style of fishing is you can just get out of here, you bluegill. There he goes. Another thing you can do with this is just, if you've got a short window of time that you can fish, go fish. It ain't like with catfishing. Sure, I could go catfishing for an hour. I could. But you got to catch bait. That takes time. You got to get where you're going. That takes time. You got to get set up. Are you anchor fishing or whatever? It takes a little bit more time to get set up catfishing. With this right here, man, I can just pull out this rod. I can be walking on the shoreline, go to the lake, be walking the shoreline, be casting immediately. Takes no time at all. Now, even a day like today where I'm in the kayak, this is my lightweight. This is a Hobie Lynx kayak. It's very lightweight. Takes me a couple minutes to throw it in the back of the truck. Couple minutes to unload it when I get to the water. Like, it just don't take much time to get on and off the water in this thing. So throw this in the water and be instantly fishing, which is what I wanted to do today. I wanted to actually fish the creek that I launched in, but there were a couple other people back there, and I was like, I don't really want to be around people. I didn't want to be around people, and I definitely don't want to talk on camera around people because I'm weird like that. And so I just come on out, and glad we did too, because we're tearing them up out here. There's another small bluegill here. But I'm glad this worked out for us today to do this for a little while, catch us a bunch of fish, fill you all in on the wedding festivities. Caesar's Palace, man, I'm telling you. Pretty awesome venue to have a wedding. They made things pretty easy on us. Getting out there was the most stressful part. But happy it went well. I'm just, I'm a lucky guy. You know what? I've said it for years. I'm a pretty lucky person in life. Good things just happen to me. But there are times when you have life events and it really just kind of makes you just pause and reflect a little bit. And getting married, certainly one of them things for me where I just look at where I've been and where I'm at and just how good I've got it, you know. Got my health, got an amazing wife. My parents are in good health right now. Like life is as perfect as it could get right now at this moment. It won't be that way forever. It hasn't always been that way in the past. Life is unfortunately like that for all of us. You know, there's ebbs and flows. There's peaks and valleys. We're all going to have some good times. We're all going to have some bad times. And right now, I'm just going through a phase in life where things are really good, and I'm very grateful for it. You know, it's just, you obviously hope it lasts as long as it possibly can before the next valley hits, whether it's something happens with me or family or whatever, you know, something will. I mean, it's always coming. But very grateful for everything right now. It's been just one of those times, like I said, where you kind of pause and reflect, and because I'm bad about, and maybe some of y'all are like this too, but like just the day-to-day, you get caught up in what you're doing, you get caught up in the grind, working towards stuff, doing stuff, just life, and time starts flying by, days start flying by, and it's like you're present, but you're not really present. Your mind is occupied. So we got another fish here. And so I think it's good every now and again to just, you know, really just stop and evaluate what's going on, where you're at. Are you where you want to be? If not, what's it going to take to get you there? If you are where you want to be, you know, stop and just soak it all in a minute. Because everything, I mean, from the time we wake up in the mornings, man, our phone is distracting us. The news is distracting us. Stuff going on with life and everything. There's just constantly, our attention is constantly being bombarded with other stuff that's usually not important, but just, it's good at what it does, which is distracting. And so it's good to just soak it all in once in a while, folks. And I'm at one of those stages in life where it's nice to just stop and soak it all in. It's probably why the emotions probably hit me as hard as it did on the wedding day when I saw her walking down the aisle. It's like, you know, it just kind of, in that moment, just kind of coming to the realization of just how good I have it with just her and life and everything. Like it just kind of hit me. But thankfully, though, I didn't lose my SHIT right there in front of everybody. I'd have never heard the end of it, I'll tell you that. I mean, I know it's okay to do that. I'm not a crier, but it's okay to cry. But hell, even my beautiful bride would give me some crap about it. Let's get us another snag over here, why don't we? I see whatever we're snagged in. Hopefully we can get this thing free. I thought there might be a fish on it. It's a piece of a log broken off. Crap. Oh, I'm about to cut it with my pedals too there. Let's try getting it around this side here. I thought that thing would pop right free. You can see it right there. It's a big log. Well, we got to do it quick too, because here comes some boat wake. There it comes. All right, let's turn real fast here. We had Gilligan's Island go by here. All right, crisis averted. We've dodged the rain a couple times, dodged some boat wake. I only had as many fish as we've caught. We've only broke off one jig. Just some days it's just your day, folks. Oh, another one too. This has been a very, very productive shoreline down through here. Just beating the banks, buddy. One fishing pole with me today. I've got electronics here. I've got the graph on the kayak. It ain't on. I probably need to charge that battery. I ain't charged that thing in a long time. But I mean, this is as simple as it gets, and we're just tearing them up, man. We're having a good day. I am going to probably get out of here. The camera, it's been almost 2 hours. This camera's been running, and I thought I had maybe a couple hours window to fish. So I'll probably wrap it up here in the next few minutes, even though it ain't raining at the moment. It's supposed to be some heavier rain come through today. We've gotten lucky that it's them other showers moved on, just gotten sprinkled. So I'll probably go ahead and get on out of here, go get something to eat. And then hang out today and spend some time with the wife tonight. I've been asked that. You know, I used to do nighttime catfishing videos. And back then, I was still working regular job and I was working night shift a lot, so I'd try, on my off days, I'd try to maintain the same sleep schedule. So I'd fish at night. And the videos, they just didn't get watched. It wasn't, the YouTube videos, they just didn't perform like the daytime videos. So when I got off the night shift sleep schedule, I just stopped doing the night trips altogether. And it is nice during the summer months. You go out at night, you can beat the heat, you can get away from the boat traffic and stuff. But honestly, I just don't have a great desire to fish at night anymore. I would rather, there's another one. Oh, we finally got a little bass. I think that's a smallmouth. He ain't very big, but species number 3 of the day, and he's popped off. Get on out of here if you want to get going that bad. Get hold of your fish here, folks. You want one of them dead shad to go with you right there too? Look at that. That shad's seen better days. He's dried out something terrible. But no, nowadays, hell, I'd just assume hang out with the wife at night and get out on the water and be out all night and stuff. Like I guess I've gotten old, y'all. Now I'm in bed by 10 o'clock most nights, and I'm kind of a simple man. I like to fish during the day, hang out with her in the evenings, and go to bed early. And it's a hell of a life, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Another fish. Is that another bass? Bluegill. Well, I'll tell you what, bluegill. We're right up against the 2-hour mark here. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call it quits, y'all. I ain't looked at radar. I don't know exactly where the rain's at, but it's sprinkled enough times, and I knew it was coming before I got out here. I'm gonna end the video on a fish right there and make a run back to the car. We've drifted down enough. I've got a little bit of a run, not only to get back to the entrance of the creek, but then get to the back of the creek where I launched at anyway. So I think I'm gonna call it quits. Well, thanks for coming with me today and listening to me ramble on and whatnot, but hopefully it's been enjoyable to you. We got a bunch of fish, so it was a productive session here for sure. But anyway, y'all, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you in the next one.